Such a beautiful day. I'm so glad spring is here. So I wanted to talk to you about my DRZ. I'll give you a little update. I got a lot of parts on the bike, a lot of parts to cover, a lot of things that have happened, said and done. I wanted to go through a couple things real quick with you. I'm going to do the walk around right here, and then we'll go down the road and I'll explain some other stuff. But let's start off from the beginning. This is a 2017 DRZ400 Supermoto. Just clocked over 2,000 miles on it. What we've done is we put an FCR 39 carburetor in it, and we've done a full FMF exhaust. It's a Power Core 4 tip with a Power Bomb header. This thing is right. Let me tell you, this thing is pretty freaking powerful. Night and day difference between stock and where it is now. I'm happy with it. The next thing we did was we put these Shinko 244 Golden Boy knobbies on these 17-inch rims. That's because I'm an idiot and I like to go off-road on my Supermoto like way too much, so that's what we did with that. They're phenomenal. I've got 1,800 miles on it. All the burnouts I've ever done. That's the rear. Got about half life left. The front's 3/4. Never had a problem with them at all. On the rims, I've got spoke covers. They're just generic spoke covers. Nothing special about that. So for protection, we have Thumper Talk case savers, which they do save the case. Let me tell you what. How many times I've dropped this thing? It's slick as fuck. Oh, damn. Whoa! See that? That would have been a busted case. I haven't sanded this little edge down yet, which you're supposed to, so definitely do that if you have one of these. It prevents it from just punching a hole right through the case. Then we have these Moose Racing handguards. They have saved my right hand and my left hand 5 or 6 times since I've had the bike. That's why we use bark busters. Holy shit. These are just Chinese MZS levers. They work really well, actually. I can't complain. They're the unbreakable type, but it's kind of pointless because I have these, but you know. Took off the stock mirrors, put this MSR little deal on there. It really doesn't do anything. You really can't see anything. It's just so I can pass state inspection. I always do my head checks when I'm changing lanes anyway, so it's whatever. Pro Taper pillow top grips. They are super soft, gel-like. I love them. Get them. They're awesome. So a lot of the people have been following me and following my videos here recently. I just took a trip up to Winchester, up to an ORV park, and did some pretty extreme stuff with this bike. I actually ended up poking a hole in the case. There's this little thing here, this little bolt. There's supposed to be a little drain here, and a rock came up and grazed this, smashed that off, grazed this, and grazed the frame here. I don't know how well that's going to come out, but all I did was I cleaned it up real good with some contact cleaner and put some quick steel on there. And it's funny because the quick steel is probably stronger than the magnesium case. I am going to go ahead and order another case here shortly, but I need to ride. Like, I got to get out the house and ride, so I did that. So far it's holding pretty well. A couple things I've run into with running the Supermoto off-road is my fork seals have leaked like crazy. They're still leaking a tad bit, not too much, but yeah, the whole front end of this thing was soaked. What I would suggest is get those little fork savers for the upside down forks. They're just a little piece of basically it's a cloth that goes over here, and it keeps from shit getting on the tube that will pass through this seal here. So definitely do that. I've cleaned these off, aired them up, raised these in a triple clamp a little bit, and they're fine now. But you can definitely tell some of the rebound and dampening's a little off, but it's nothing too noticeable unless you're really on it off-road or really hitting the turns really hard. Everybody always wants to know about the tank bag. This is a rapid transit tank bag. It's magnetic. They don't make this model anymore, but you can get very similar. It just clips on there. I don't leave home without it. It carries a bunch of stuff. Love it. Absolutely phenomenal. Pretty water resistant, although some water still gets in there. It does have a back piece that flips around and becomes completely waterproof. But so I guess let's go ahead and take this for a ride, and I'll chat your ears up a little bit more about this bike. That FCR, oh my gosh. So if you're gonna off-road this bike, there's a minimum of 2 things that I would absolutely recommend. Whether you're gonna be on knobbies or you're putting slicks on it, whatever. Get the damn case covers. Thumper Talk makes some nice ones. I bought mine from them. Absolutely no complaints. Saved my engine a ton. And these handguards. Again, that's absolute minimum. Now, since I showed you that hole in my damn case, I would now actually suggest absolutely at minimum get a skid plate as well, because the stock one is plastic and it doesn't do a good job at covering a bunch of surface. Now if you're like me and you're lazy or cheap and you want to off-road, you want knobbies but you don't want to purchase rims and do the whole 9, you just want to throw knobbies on your fucking Supermoto, get the Shinko 244s. Absolutely been fantastic. I'll show a clip here of what they can do. I've got 1,800 miles on them and they're fucking great. No, they're not a replacement for 1821. However, you can get pretty fucking gnarly with them, you know what I mean? As far as power goes, I started off doing the 3x3 jet and exhaust mod on the stock carburetor. Being honest with you, I wasted time. The SCR is by far the best bang for buck on this. Get header, slip on an FCR. Don't worry about cams or any of that. Just ride with the FCR for a while. You'll absolutely love it. Mile per gallon has gone down some. Again, it's a pumper carb. It squirts fuel in every time you crank on it. However, if you're a real ginger with the throttle, you know, on a highway with a straight line under 65, you still get roughly the same mile per gallon, up there near 50. On average, with my type of riding, I'm getting about 40, which ain't bad. I get a lot of questions about carbureted versus fuel injected. Everybody wants to know DRZ400 versus WR2BDR, and you know, my personal opinion on that are both bikes are freaking phenomenal. I mean, I got a DRZ400. Of course, I'm going to say get a DRZ400, right? Because I'm biased, you know, of course. But a buddy of mine, as some of y'all follow me, has a WR, and it's fucking awesome. Off-road, there's really no difference. It all boils down to skill. On-road, however, I feel like I like the added weight and the torque of the DRZ400 personally. Carbureted wise, yeah, the WR is going to get better gas mileage. Let's see what the deal is with this real quick. I don't want to get the bike too dirty and muddy because I just revived it after cracking the case and I just cleaned it up. But we'll take a pedal down here. Now previously I had a DR650 and that bike is great and all, but oh my god, I am so in love with the DRZ400. I'm so glad I got this bike. Like, oh look at my turn signals, turning into fucking, oh, we won't name them, but we're turning into somebody. If you know who I'm turning into with the turn signals, put it down in the comment section. I guess I've kind of already explained about the upside down forks. Get the fork savers for the upside down forks. I started having problems at like 1700 miles. Again, I'm like super fucking hard on this bike off-road. If you're just like the average user who does this, you know, this is your off-roading, then you're probably not going to have an issue. But if you're like me and you do like that all the time and then jump it, It didn't get it super muddy. Yep, get them. I knew I'd forgotten a couple things here. I've said it before, but y'all may be watching this video for the first time, maybe watching me for the first time. I've gone ahead and disabled the two safety switches here, the one on the kickstand and the one on the clutch. If you plan on jumping the bike any at all, the problem is when you jump and you come down and you land, it'll swing out and it'll cut the ignition and it'll bring it back. So I just took the switch off and jumped the two wires together and electrical taped it together. For the clutch, you just unplug it and snip the wires, and you don't connect them together. You leave them bare, or you leave them disconnected rather, and just tape them up with electrical tape. I busted the fuck out of the switch itself, but whatever, you know, it's whatever. It's a good thing to have them. You know, the one thing you need to be careful about is your bike will start in gear with the kickstand up. So I put it in gear here. Oh, I put it in gear here. I put it in gear here. So look, see what I'm saying? So you got to be careful of that, and that's also not good on your starter. I don't like doing that, just demonstrational purposes. But yeah, I like it because I like that, you know. I like to be able to just press a button. That's, you know, so make sure your neutral light's working. Otherwise you might have a surprise that could end very badly. At least it could roll off the kickstand and fall over. At the very worst, maybe you're parked somewhere and it rolls down a hill into like a highway or some shit, and then like you kill a bunch of people. Don't do that. So just be careful. If you're gonna do that, you're disabling fucking safety switches, safety apparatuses, so, you know, be careful. Real quick, let me get a fucking, I want to have a little bit of fun, then we'll get back on the highway and we'll wrap this up. So God damn, love that power. Yep. So yes, that was just 60 mile an hour on this dirt and like dust and shit like that. And yeah, it was kicking it out that far. And also, yes, the Shinkos were controllable on this, so that it'll give you an idea of the amount of off-roading and on-roading I do. I commute on this bike, I fucking enduro this bike, I try to race people on this bike, off-road and on-road. It seems to be like the perfect balance to me. I'm extremely happy with it. Yes, if I want to go faster off-road, I need some 18-inch, 21-inch with some knobbies. It's just the nature. It's a compromise. It's just the nature of the situation. But it is what it is. Ah, you know what? I knew there was something I was missing. See this burn mark? That's from my... Yeah, see that shit? Yeah. When you get the FMF, take off your stock heat shield and put it there. Somehow, just fucking put it there. Because I got a burn on the inside of my leg. That shit's hot. Well, I suppose I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Like I said, if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments section. Definitely check out the videos in the outro. As I got some reviews for you. I want you to check out some other things. Anyways, until next time, peace.